Wait, what happened to her nose? Why is her nose cut off?
So Ishowspeed is currently in Egypt, and he went to the museum and he asked a question. He asked, why do all the statues have their noses broken? They have their noses broken because when the Europeans arrived and they found the civilization, they actually broke the very African-looking noses. They broke the noses. So if you look at a lot of the statues, they have their noses broken because the noses were typically African noses, and they broke the noses. And Ishowspeed asked, why do they have their noses broken? And the curator was stumbling, and she said, oh, it's because it's the area of weakness. And then the second reason is when the Europeans arrived, they broke the noses to erase African history, because it's all in the nose, isn't it? They broke them. They broke the noses in the hope that it will never be discovered that they were actually African. And actually, if you look at the Egyptian history, the 23rd and the 24th dynasty is never really recorded because they were Nubian. The kings were Nubian. The pharaohs were actually Nubian. They were so black. And the other thing they don't talk about is about the Sudanese, the Sudanese pyramids. Nobody ever talks about the Sudanese pyramids. And because this is something that is not meant to be advanced when it comes to Africans.
Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, so Ishowspeed's Egypt store is one that teaches everyone a lot of lesson. Okay, for years and for years there's been a lot of talk about Africa as a continent. You know, there's been a lot of narrative and notions that have been passed, and a lot of people don't even get exactly what, you know, history is trying to teach us and all of that. But he's exposing a whole lot that's been happening that had happened in the past, okay, and also that is currently happening, especially the things that have been said about Africa and all that. But his Egypt tour is a very open, opening more of the conversation, okay. Well, I'm going to let the rest of the videos roll, then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Let's go watch.
Ishowspeed was in Egypt, and apparently they got some very strict rules about telling the truth, like why the Sphinx's nose is no longer there. I've never heard someone give a more avoidant answer than both of the tour guides who he was asking questions to. And admittedly, Speed made sure that he still, you know, kind of had to skirt around a little bit of that for some very valid reasons. They genuinely do things to you if you start having a little too much speech. But I need you to understand, I know, you know, Speed knows, and they know what really happened to the Sphinx's nose, why it's no longer on the statue, why the one piece is off. And as per usual, Speed is continuing to expose even more things about a bunch of different people, all while on his Africa tour. Now, I will say, it is very cool to see that Speed is the first streamer to ever be inside of the pyramids. Just Speed casually making history every day. Egypt, I'm looking at you. No, I'm really looking at you. And I just want to let you know that I'm noticing you noticing that I'm noticing. Because I'm noticing. Oh, and grown man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. Someone's lying.
Wait, I have a question. Why is his nose gone?
We have two reasons. The first one, because the erosion factors. This is the weakness point of the statue. Because the erosion factors, it's broken. And maybe the second reason, because any king after this king tried to broke his nose to be the strongest.
Oh. So just the ego thing, huh?
Yes.
Speed has been consistently streaming in countries all over the world, and for a while everything was going perfectly fine until he went to Egypt. For whatever reason, as soon as he got to Egypt, he ran into problems that is slowing or completely stalling his streams altogether. Check it out.
With filming here, like, you have to basically get a permit for pretty much everything, if that makes sense. It's a lot of restrictions here. I don't think y'all realize that.
And it doesn't stop there. Not even a day after he posted his stream in Egypt, it was taken down completely off the internet, which has led many people to believe that the Egyptian government is trying to hide or just doesn't want the general public to see whatever's going on there. I mean, Egypt is very well known for having a ton of history as well as mysteries, but the question is, are they actually trying to hide something? And if so, what do you think?
I really thank Ishowspeed for showing us these countries, because now I'm 100% sure of the countries I will never go to. I will never visit as a tourist. Just watching how he's being treated, bottles thrown on him, water thrown on him in Algeria, just solidifies for me where it's safe to go and not to go. And I know in the comments people were telling him not to go to there or to some northern countries in Africa, and unfortunately he still had it on his schedule to go, so he went. He did it for his fans, which I respect, but the kind of things that he went through, almost getting his eardrum blown out because they continue to shoot the gun close to his head, or it was like a gunpowder or something close to his head, when he told them that it was he had a problem with it, and then them doing it so close to his ear to the point where he felt like his eardrum was blown out. And then to go to the stadium, like I said, he had bottles and water and trash thrown at him and his whole team. It's just crazy. When he visits these countries, he's really showcasing the beauty of these countries. That kind of thing really can draw a lot of tourists, a lot of opportunities, a lot of revenue into the country. When they showcase things like that, that can potentially deter people from wanting to visit or wanting to do things that will bring some positive things or revenue into the country. On my other video, I showed some of the things he dealt with in Europe. I've even seen some other videos of making monkey noises, things like that. It's just like I said, it really shows, as a Black person, you can't just go to any country. There's some countries it's just not safe for us to go. And the thing that really impresses me about Speed is that even after all that, you never hear him talking bad about those countries. I just have a lot of respect for that he still carries himself the way he does even after experiencing those things in those countries. I have never heard him badmouth the countries after. I'm thankful that he's showing these things, because now, you know, I'm taking notes. I hope other people are too, especially Black people, where it's not safe to go to being Black. I've definitely made my list. I hope you all have too.
They breaking the news though. Like, why would somebody come? You came all the way from your own continent to another person's continent, and the only thing you saw was to start breaking the news of status, right? Like, I didn't even get what that Egyptian lady was trying to explain to Ishowspeed, because it was just going zigzag. Her conversation wasn't, I don't get it. Like me, I didn't really get it, right? But yeah, if you got it, let me know in the comments, because I was just wondering, why would they even break noses? Like, they came all the way and they didn't want them to know that it was African, like those statues were of African descent or what. Like, you know, it's actually opening a whole lot of conversation about what has happened in time past that a lot of people do not want to talk about, right? It has really opened a lot of conversation. So someone said in ancient Egypt, a change of ruler often came with a desire to erase the memory of a predecessor. Okay, symbolic assassination. A new pharaoh might order the destruction of the noses as well as ears and hands on the status of their rival, symbolically, you know, take them and prevent them from acting in the afterlife. Okay, an example, a famous case is Hatshepsut, whose images were systematically destroyed by her successor Thutmose. Like, why would they even want to do that? Anyway, people's history, right? As a Black Ethiopian person, I want to apologize to the Egyptian, because I don't know why Black people are trying to claim your history. The ancient Egyptians were in Black. I'm not saying that there were no Black people in Egypt at that time, but we were definitely not the majority. Guy, what are you saying? Anyway, we all know the truth. Okay, this one says Egyptians were Black, and I don't understand why this is such a hard concept for everyone to accept. I totally agree that nobody ever talks about the Sudanese pyramids. So actually, Sudanese have pyramids, like I'm just finding out. Sorry, my bad, right? But I never knew about it. We all learn every day, right? But I never knew that actually they do have pyramids. But yeah, I'm seeing I'm seeing that South Africa has pyramids. I'm also seeing that Sudanese have pyramids. That's amazing. Like, I didn't know. Okay, it happens everywhere, such as Greece, Italy, and other parts of the Mediterranean GNG. Not everything in Africa that's broke is for the Europeans. Most of the damage to the statues come from the invasion from other countries in Egypt. For example, some could had been broken by Arabs or Ottoman that viewed them as pagans or Romans. But yeah, Egypt is a country, not other countries in Egypt. You can say other countries in Africa because Egypt is in Africa. Yeah, for correction. Okay, the Egyptian statues have intact noses, and it's natural for artifacts, thousands of years old to suffer fracture. But why is it that a lot of them actually have the fracture in their noses? Why don't they have fracture elsewhere? Make it make sense. It's not just broken noses in some statues. There are also statues with broken heads or tortoise. Okay, and DNA analysis of the mummies, contradicts your narrative, because the DNA clearly shows they were not black, but rather North African or Middle Eastern. They were not black. What is North African? African. Anyway, I don't like getting into this kind of conversation. It can be very deep, and a lot of people will just misunderstood your take. Okay, but yeah, share your own take in the comment section. Okay, a lot of people can misunderstand my take, and I'm not. Yeah. Ishowspeed asked the question. Ishowspeed asked the question, and the lady answered. I don't know why we're all going back and forth on this topic. What? Let me know what your own take are in the comment section. I really love to read from you guys. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Please do what, like and subscribe, and see you all on my next. Bye, guys.